Now a look at what stories have been making the headlines this Sunday with the latest ITV News.
Super Sunday for Team GB in Tokyo. On the pommel horse, Max Whitlock defends his Olympic title, while Charlotte Worthington backflips her way to gold in the BMX freestyle.
Everyone's probably got that trick that they love, and for me, that 360 backflip, I love the feeling of it.
Also, get a jab, get a pizza. The government's bid to entice more young people to have the vaccine. And British expats among those moved to safety as fires rage close to Turkey's popular holiday resorts.
This is ITV News with Lucrezia Millarini.
Good evening. It is 10 golds now for Team GB in Tokyo after Max Whitlock successfully defended his Olympic title on the pommel horse. Charlotte Worthington took the gold in the BMX freestyle, becoming the first woman to land a 360-degree backflip in the competition. But there was disappointment in the men's 100 metres final. From Tokyo, our sports editor, Steve Scott.
Tonight, Max Whitlock joins an elite group of British athletes. Not only did he defend his pommel horse title, which makes him the most successful gymnast in that event of all time, but with 6 medals, he's just one behind cyclists Hoy, Wiggins and Kenny, the most decorated Olympians in British history. Competing first, he watched every other athlete in the field try and fail to match him.
With the pirouette, well, Max Whitlock!
The pressure was on. This was the most nervous I've been for any competition that I've ever done in my whole life.
Judges are going to absolutely love that.
7 times less funding than rowing, but GB's BMX team is going home with double the medals, making the most of its moment in the sun.
That was huge. Look at him.
Today, Charlotte Worthington's courage and skill brought her top spot in the freestyle. After crashing on her first run, she nailed the second, which included an audacious 360 backflip. Today, the first time that trick has ever been tried in a women's competition.
From the minute I landed the run and I was rolling away, I was like, I'm going to wake up any minute. It went exactly how I've been dreaming it's been going to go.
Earlier, Duncan Scott became the first British athlete to win 4 medals in 1 Games.
Duncan Scott got a big job to do.
Not only that, as he and the rest of the quartet grabbed silver today in the relay, they ensured the swimming team, which has had such a phenomenal time in Tokyo, is now Britain's best ever. But he told me today he probably won't appreciate that for a good while yet.
You know, it's been kind of hectic since I finished. But yeah, I think over the next couple of weeks I'll sort of take it in. You know, I'll probably go back and watch the Olympics, and I think then I'll start to realise, you know, what I've actually achieved.
It's strange to watch a sprint final without Usain Bolt, but one man's absence is another's opportunity. Britain's Zarnell Hughes failed to take it, disqualified for jumping the gun. In the most open final in recent memory, Italian Lamont Marcel Jacobs edged out the rest and has inherited Bolt's Olympic crown. Steve Scott, ITV News, Tokyo.
Young people who have had their COVID jabs are being offered discounts on takeaway deliveries and cab rides in an attempt to push up vaccination rates. Deliveroo and Uber are among companies who have signed up to offer deals, with the government saying the more details of more incentives like this will be announced soon. Harry Horton reports.
They say food is the way to the heart. Could pizza be the way to get someone vaccinated? As vaccine uptake among young people slows, the government is hoping takeaway discounts and free taxi rides can deliver a surge in jabs. But not everyone is convinced.
I just don't think that an Uber Eats voucher is something that would convince me whether or not to put something, you know, in a vaccine in my body.
Yeah, pretty good. Anything you get for sort of free.
Not for me. I think maybe for events and that sort of thing, but not for Uber Eats or food. That's not really something that would appeal to me.
Almost 90% of UK adults have received at least one vaccine dose, but for adults under 30, almost 1/3 are yet to come forward.
Discounts on takeaways and free taxi rides, is that really going to persuade people to get vaccinated?
The concept of nudge, if combined with clear communication, and actually for me the most important component of the programme is convenience. So we need to have the mobile centres, the drop-ins, etc. That's probably the most valuable thing for young people. And then these other things may add to it.
Some MPs say they welcome a carrot rather than stick approach, but still have concerns people could end up being discriminated for refusing the vaccine.
They haven't said whether they're now not going to do COVID ID cards. They haven't given any detail on their plans, and I'm slightly worried by the carrot they're using. If it was a carrot and healthy food, fine. It looks like they've gone to fast food, completely against their own health policy.
In the US, some states are offering cash or holding competitions for newly vaccinated adults, as countries around the world look for ever more creative ways to encourage people to get jabbed. Harry Horton, ITV News.
The Foreign Secretary says it is highly likely that Iran carried out a drone attack on an oil tanker that killed a British national. Dominic Raab described Thursday's attack on the MV Mercer Street off the coast of Oman as deliberate, targeted and a clear violation of international law by Iran. British expats are among residents and tourists being rescued by boat from Turkish beach holiday destinations threatened by rapidly moving wildfires. Helicopters and police water cannon are being used to fight fires raging around Bodrum and Antalya. Helen Keenan reports.
Boarding with whatever they could carry, forced to evacuate their homes in the boats where they'd been hiding from the flames. Last night, those in the villages surrounding Marmaris who thought they'd escaped the worst of the wildfires witnessed them tighten their grip on Turkey's tourist resorts.
It's just horrible. We know so many people, like I say, in some of the villages on the top of the mountain where they've just lost absolutely everything. I mean, how do you start when you're in your 70s and you start again with your whole life you've lived in this one place and now it's just completely gone?
In Bodrum, tourists who'd scampered down streets to the shore watched on as fire rolled down the hills. In Antalya, the ferocity of the flames claimed 2 more lives, taking the total death toll to 8 since the fires started on Wednesday. Police water cannons assisted helicopters and fire trucks in slowing the spread of the deadly fires. A heatwave fed by hot air from Africa, the cause of the wildfires spreading across southern Europe. More than 100 of them in Turkey have been brought under control in the past few days. But the destruction they have wreaked will take much longer to fix. Helen Keenan, ITV News.
Finally, incredible scenes from North Yorkshire this morning as these 300-foot-high cooling towers were demolished. The huge structures came crumbling down at the former Eggborough Power Station near Selby, which was decommissioned 3 years ago. The towers have been regarded as a Yorkshire landmark for 50 years. All right, that's it. I'm back with the late news at just after 10. Until then, enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.